This is Gerald Tuovanwas. Let's go to investigate some other words. The best method I realized was actually go to the object themselves that we name, and just try to recognize what kind of letters that are used in it by using also my theory that says that every letter has a specific position or has an orientation that is about movements and changes, and or it is about a contextual frame that we use also to pinpoint the right features in an object. We're going to investigate lock and also locker. I have images already looked up here, and they should provide us a clue how the letters are built up, but we base ourselves completely upon the theory. Basic theory is actually very simple, and it's very good maybe to distinct also these three regions. You have either a focus upon the object, the blue part that you can see there, the object itself, with the different orientations in the middle, in the body, or at the borders. And all these positions, you have about 9 positions that are possible there in 1, 2, or 3 points, and that's very simple explained, these 9 first letters. Next ones are a bit further away from the object, so that further away is also related with everything that is changing and that is happening around us, so in the surrounding environment. When the influence is not going from you towards somewhere else, but it's more going from somewhere else towards you, it's the environment which plays a role, and that's the context-based reference frame of the last 9 letters. So this is a very good idea that you should have in your mind to recognize the letters where they are. So if they are in one of these 3 regions, you already know more or less already where the letter is. And we will start with lo from locker. Lo is in that region in between, in the body of the object, where something is changing. So we have an orientation which focuses upon everything which is changing in the material. So that's where I have that green part of change ready for you as the letter L. The O is in the second category, so that's about the environment. So you have already 2 letters there. Now, how should we combine them? The funny thing is that the region of L has actually the same form as how we described the region of O, but it has nothing to do with it, but it's in between that region also. So that region will be somewhat emphasized also, so because we have O is also that environment, the environment of L in between that, it's already preparing that zone of L, and that zone of L is actually a zone which has certain variations, so it can turn itself actually in different directions from there, if you would like. That's the zone where the L is appearing. The L with O combined is not just that zone of L itself, it has to focus on the zone of O as well. So it will emphasize the O part in the most dominant part of L, where in this part of the L, which is forming the thickest part of the form, will be my main focus, and I will extend the body. The body is the blue part, the green is always extending the body, so it's extending into its environment, so we're focusing upon that part there. So we have lo. And when you already focus upon the lock, you'll see already that it is very much a match already, because the lo that we have at the end, so the form which is going outside the box, let's say outside the body, is already a very good reference frame for lo. At the same time, the starting point of le with o was within that body. It remained within that body. You also have the full body of L, where you have that locking system, indeed, that you can recognize there already, where you have that zone also emphasized. Next letter will be the C. The C is there at the borders. It's that starting point of borders, where you say, okay, I start here from the borders. You have that gray part that I emphasize there. That's the part of my focus of C, where I have to start doing something. We have to start changing something at the borders. So you have it, of course, in my end effect of lock. You have lock at the end effect. Still also, in a minor sense, already prepared also underneath in the body itself, in the L part. You can already have that same system there. The K part, now I add to it, the K is that breaking point. It is, I have it all very often shown also as a breaking part. It's that part where you say, okay, here it is that breaking point, and that's the easiest way to design it. So we also add the breaking point from the starting point, but also in the extension. There you have that breaking part there as well, and that's exactly what it will be. There will be that breaking part. That breaking part will be at the outside, and it will also happen in the inside. I have the lock. I have it perfectly described. What's now the difference with a locker? We know already the lock itself will be involved. You don't immediately see it in the locker, but it is that idea is involved, that it should be able to be locked. But there's something extra to it. It's not just a lock, it's that locker. So what's the difference with the locker? The locker is also that closet which can be opened. So it has these extra dimensions added to it as well. And the extra dimension, the letter E, is about that extra dimension that you add in 2 dimensions here, even the extra dimensions where you had previously the zone of O, if you remember. Also the E is in that category. You see that there in the middle in the second category. The letter E is that extra dimension in 2 dimensions that will be added, which then also will have that extra third dimension as well, the letter R, which will turn the door open. So you have the E here, which is with a certain timing and a certain length, and the R is that, which I always have in this kind of design, which is that opening of the door. And you have now actually all of the letters, and it's actually so simple that it almost is too obvious that it's that you didn't, and it's a bit strange that you didn't recognize these things before, because these letters are very clearly there as a description of what is happening there. The letter E in it was, if I give you a small reminder, was that point where it also was going away from the object. So you had so that was also going into the environment, going away. And the letter R then to it will be that how it will connect further to other things. That's also an extra association, and a few extra associations that you can have that if they help, of course, because you already had all the elements to understand lock and locker. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. Bye.